Today, we've got one that, well, it really caught fire online recently, a very public gesture. So let's set the scene. It's the 4th of July, right? Big celebration at the White House. You've got the first couple out on the balcony, fireworks about to go off. America's 249th Independence Day.
Yeah, big moment. And this is where our deep dive really kicks off because First Lady Melania Trump, she actually joined President Trump in doing his signature dance, as
Yeah.
it's often called. And this wasn't just, a blink and you'll miss it thing. Our sources, they show this just exploded across social media almost immediately. So our mission really is to unpack that specific moment. Why did this dance right then grab so much attention, and how did it start to become, well, more than just a dance?
Okay, so let's talk about the dance itself, the Trump dance. What exactly are we looking at based on the sources?
It's that move, right? Usually at rallies, maybe just songs like YMCA. You see the rhythmic air punching, bit of hip swaying. I think most people have probably seen clips.
That's the one. But what was really interesting here and what the sources highlight was Melania joining in, waving her palms, sort of bouncing on her feet. And the president was apparently watching her, looked quite affectionate, according to observers mentioned in the material. It was a very energetic display from both of them. Seemed pretty unscripted to a lot of folks watching.
Right. And the reaction online, you said it was big. The sources, what did they tell us? Was it positive, negative?
Oh, immediate. And overwhelmingly positive based on the material we reviewed. Just a flood of comments coming in. Things like, so deserve this moment. Or a true leader and definitely for the American people, America first. That kind of sentiment.
And there was this one comment, quite affectionate, saying, absolutely love how he pulls her in close and kisses her. Followed by a heart emoji, actually.
Okay, so a lot of warmth there. But why? Why did this particular dance moment strike such a chord? What are the sources pointing to?
Well, it seems to be a mix of things. First, authenticity, or at least the perception of it. In a world of very managed public appearances, this felt spontaneous, maybe genuine, to many viewers. And crucially, this is important context from the sources this happened right around the time President Trump signed that huge bill, the One Big Beautiful Bill Act.
Right, the big Economic Recovery Act.
Exactly. So for his supporters, that massive legislative win was fresh in their minds. It seems like that context really infused the dance with extra meaning. It wasn't just a dance anymore. It became sort of a symbol of that political victory, of achieving something big, a celebration.
That makes sense. The timing adds a whole layer. But then what happened next? Did it just stay as a political thing?
Well, that's what's fascinating. It started to move beyond that initial context pretty quickly, actually.
How so?
The moves themselves, the air punching, the swaying,
Yeah.
they're pretty simple, right? And energetic. They kind of read universally as victory or celebration. So that basic relatability, combined with how visible it was initially, meant other groups started picking it up, people totally outside of politics.
Really? Like who?
Well, the sources mentioned it being used to celebrate things, like there was a flash mob in Staten Island using the moves after a re-election event mentioned in one source. And even more broadly, we see reports of athletes using similar moves as a victory dance. In major sports, even UFC and WWE fighters adopting it. It just became the shorthand for winning.
Wow. So it really spread across different cultural spaces.
Exactly. It detached from the specific political moment in a way.
So wrapping this up, it's kind of amazing, isn't it? How something seemingly small, like a couple dancing on a balcony for a few moments, can just capture everyone's attention like that. And it evokes such strong, immediate feelings, turning into this shared thing millions are watching and talking about.
It really highlights how these public actions, even seemingly casual ones, can morph into powerful symbols pretty fast. They get picked up, reinterpreted by different groups, and end up weaving into a bigger cultural story, way beyond what maybe was intended.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe something for you to think about. What does this tell us about shared moments now, in this digital age? How can something so fleeting, an action by a public figure, become a symbol almost overnight, sparking all this conversation far beyond where it started? What does that say about how we connect and make meaning together today?